Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're enjoying this Sunday morning, afternoon, wherever you are. As we say goodbye to the party Saturday that we had, and we usher in a sleepy Sunday as we plan forward for the rest of the week, let's forget about all that and let's just watch these two players. We have mimmiohio starting at the south playing as Nod, and we got ttvCriticalMeds up here playing as the GDI. It's going to be straightforward. They're scouting for each other right now. Critical has built a silo. I'm kind of curious as to what his game plan is with that. Now, Mimi is not going to be able to see this. This all depends on how Critical Meds does it. If he keeps his units away from there, he'll have the element of surprise. He can't see it, but something is going on around here. I think Critical Meds may have spotted this guy coming in, but maybe Ohio's scouting up north. He saw the unit. He knows where those units are now. And on the other hand, Critical now knows where the refinery is. He's doing a pretty decent job of scouting. It looks like Ohio's moved his construction yard to the west. Bit of a sneaky move on his part. We've got 3 refineries up here to the north and 2 down here. This might be an interesting game. Pretty glad I spotted this one, to be honest with you. Oh! Critical down to that one last grenadier. There we go. Now, does he know? He doesn't know about these minigunners up here. But maybe he knows about he knows about him. He hasn't forgotten. That's one down. That's the other dying. He's moving it with him now. Sniped. Gone. I'm predicting that this will be an attack buggy. Hey, what do you know? He's going to start building attack buggies and attack cycles. And he's going to start using them for harassment tactics. Critical's scouting again. Mainly to explore this area right here. As far as he's concerned, he doesn't know where the construction yard is. But he sent a grenadier down here. That might cover for the shall we put it, discrepancy. He just has to move it to the northeast now. But he may also be waiting for these guys to play catch up. But Ohio's scouting. He knows where those units are now. Critical doesn't have a lot of time if he doesn't want to lose this last grenadier. Eco game is going pretty decently. Critical could be doing with an extra refinery perhaps, somewhere around here. Ohio's got 4. This could be a fairly balanced match, but Critical really needs to get his eco 1 point. His when you play as a GDI, you need as much chance as you can get to get your economy building. His silver silos. He only built those so he could build the refinery close to here. Good idea. I like it. It's our first harassed attack from maybe Ohio.
Reinforcements have arrived.
But he's spotted those medium tanks. He knows he's gonna lose them if he doesn't pull them away. And he's got even more just coming straight out. You see how fast his building is? So that's an extra 9 or 10 on top of his 6 on as well. Not to mention we've got these guys as well. Critical will need to build more medium tanks, I think. He hasn't got a comms tower yet, so he might not be able to see these guys.
Unit ready. Building.
Which is a shame, because it looks like Mimi is starting to scout for the northeast.
Unit
he might be planning on attacking that harvester. He hasn't got a comp center set up, but he might not need one.
On hold. Cancel.
Critical Meds is putting all his eggs in one basket. He's putting his medium attacks down here. But
Unit
maybe
ready.
you can see this.
Building. Reinforcements have arrived.
And that's our first attack cycle of the game. Whoa. So, guys, ever wanted to know how 5 medium tanks go against a few dozen attack buggies? Now's your chance. Take your bets now. Excuse the cough, it's nothing serious. Look at them go. What a loss of money. But he's set the attack cycles on. We might actually see not come out on this. He doesn't take out that other attack buggy. That attack cycle's gone, but now he's down to 2. They're just eating his armor away like nothing. If you made those bets and you put your money on the medium tanks, sorry, Bob. You just lost whatever credits you put on your friend with that. Let's just go for another offensive now. But is this really the best idea? He should really be getting more of some sort of defense going on. This is what we in the gaming industry refer to as a thruster clerk. We've got so many vehicles coming in here, but it's like a one-on-one. There's way too many for Critical to focus on, and his units are just getting eaten away. Ohio is winning this purely by sheer size of numbers. Not even Micro will be able to help with this. But Ohio's gone pulling back to regroup. Critical has a couple of MCVs. He's sold his construction yard. That's a brave tactic from Critical. He needs to make sure that was a gamble that he didn't squander. He's sent his engineers through and he died. This might just have a turning point now. This might be the turning point in the game that Mimi was looking for. He's got his opening now. He's still got a great eco going on. He's still getting enough funds coming in to constantly build more units. Look at that. Critical's having to harvest down here now. This might be dangerous for him. Looks like Mimi has, mimmiohio sold his construction plan as well. He hasn't got an engineer out of that, that's a bit painful, but at the end of the day, when you're just that desperate for defenses, anything will do. But Ohio's come out on top on this. Critical does have another 5 medium tanks ready, but he's had to sell one of his weapons factories. They're starting to get desperate. His harvest is being attacked now. If Critical pulls back now, yeah, Ohio's now he's got one of the harvesters. That's gonna hurt. That's a lot of damage. Critical's down. Still got that one harvester, and he's got what, 1? He's still got 4 more, but losing a harvester like this is gonna take a bit of a hit for his eco, because that's about a good 650 credits that you've lost. that you could have coming in. We're starting to go into the mid game now. At this stage, if you can tell they've started getting a bit exhausted, they're running low on money, they can barely send more units after each other. The map has started to get harvested dry. You can still see some prestigious of Tiberium growing from these blossom trees, but they won't be viable for another few minutes. Meanwhile, there's these fields to the northwest, which Critical has full control over. There's also this central field here that Critical can go for, but he has to be careful not to lose his harvester. He's going for the offensive now. Ohio's selling that power plant. But that looked like it only bought him some time. He's out of money now, he's completely broke. But Critical is just keeping up that fight. He's about to lose that harvester too. He's lost the second airstrip. He's down to the one. He hasn't sold it off. He's not parked his... There we go. Grenadiers are just wearing away Ohio's eastern base now. This is a match where it could have gone anywhere. Because Mimi didn't push his early game with Nod, he lost his advantage. And after a while, Critical was able to just have just those extra few medium tanks coming in. And that's what won him the game. Mimi should have kept pushing, but he didn't. And for that reason, TttCriticalMeds has won the game. Critical sold all his structures. We're going to see a GG from him anytime soon. And there you have it. What a game. A game which could have gone either way. This is an exemplary example of what could be the archetypal GDI play. Just holding on with your eco. You moved it to the side, but I'm not sure how much difference that made in the long run. With GDI, you gotta base your eco first. Because medium tanks are gonna be more expensive, and when Nod has the capacity to just keep churning out those attack buggers like this, then you gotta make sure you have your units to back up whatever Nod might send your way. That was a very good halfway point here. If Ohio pushed after this, he could have actually won the game. But instead, he decided to come back to regroup for some reason. And that cost him. That cost him dearly. There's a lot of places he could have gone. He could have gone to the east and attacked these two refineries. He could have went for a flanking maneuver. But instead, he just goes straight up north, where he knows what the enemy units are, and tries to go for a round 2. And it just doesn't work. No matter how many units you might have, if you don't have enough attack cycles to counter these medium tanks, then you're gonna have a hard time, buddy. He really could have gone for any other route, but he decided to go with this one, which ruined him, I think. We can see like Critical just keeps pushing for a counter attack. The eco, I think he could have done a bit better with the eco personally. You know, keep building those refineries up there, sell them as you go. And I think maybe even have another refinery up here. But that wasn't to be. He played well. He played really well. He was one step away, I think, from really being able to utilize his Nod advantage in the early game. But Critical managed to bounce back. Just through sheer force of attrition, and Critical managed to win. Which I think warrants him this video. Very, very good turnabout game from Critical. I'm really impressed with how he did this. And I'm gonna keep my eye out on this guy. See if we can find some more of him in the near future. Still, good game. Absolutely great game. 10 out of 10. Just the way he managed to keep pushing and he managed to bounce back. And Ohio just GG'ing like that. He gave up. And for a good reason, I suppose. Let's see the score.
Control terminated.
And this is what I'm talking about. Usually GGI needs that credit advantage. But as you can see here, that's a 9,000 credit difference. If Mimi was playing as GDI, if the roles were flipped around, I think, if Mimi was playing as for GDI, then he most likely would have won, because he had enough eco to keep churning out those medium tanks. But you can see here 191 kills by ttvCriticalMeds. I'm genuinely impressed with this guy. He did a fantastic job. And yeah, I'd like to see more of this guy in the future. So I'm gonna have a stream up. It's gonna be around 7:30 p.m. So no, 7 p.m. around to 8:30 p.m. I'm gonna watch some replays of Command & Conquer players. Divvy up my time between OG, CNC, and Red Alert. Though I might just do it so Saturday is, OG, and Sunday is Red Alert. We'll see how that goes. We didn't see enough of it yesterday, but we can always give that a go. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I might even play a few games myself. Just so, I can walk for walk and talk for talk. Right? Anyway, have a good one, and I'll see you soon.